gentlemen. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Depending where you are in the world. For me, it is Saturday night, baby. And this is what I do to get down. Yes, this is what it is to be old. This is what it is to be old. I went out and had a bit of a night the other night. On Thursday night, went out and had a bit of a night. We got a local bar that serves food, and it was actually not bad. I quite liked it. There was awful karaoke. All right, if you're watching my live stream, you know that's why I told everybody else cutting off. I had quite a good time. Boys and girls. Let me just tell you, I went out with the family, quite nice. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, you don't know what's going on. Hello. My name is Tzvi. I am the Rabbi from another planet. I am a massive freaking Doctor Who fan. I love comic books and all things in between. And like orbiting them, you know, that's just kind of my. I am also a rabbi. So for me, the Sabbath just ended. So what does the Sabbath mean? Sabbath means that I'm offline. Like I don't use, internet, the interwebs or devices. So 25 of your Earth hours, 25 hours. I am offline, baby. Anything could freaking happen. Anything could happen. Sometimes it does. Often it doesn't. But sometimes it does. Who knows or dares to dream? So for me, it's a scary time. It's a time of trepidation. It's a time where you do not know what's going to go down, right? It's a time where you don't know what could possibly be. So it's a time. It's a time when I need men. Met people, I would say. I think somebody's a woman comes there. I can't remember who I think I told them we're here already. But you need strong people. You need strong people. People who have girded their loins, girded them verily. And nobody does that more than anybody who runs their own Indigo or Kickstarter or whatever it is, or crowdfunding project for a comic book. It's a freaking unending nightmare. My campaign, I am excited to say, will be closing this week. Hopefully closing this week. I think once it goes to print, it is closing, baby. Those doors are closing down. It's kind of like that bit in Return in Empire Strikes Back, you know, when C3 was like, "We got to close the doors, mistress," and like, "Oh, they're going to freeze," and like the closing doors like, and it was like, clunk, and Chewie's like, "Rah!" That's what it's going to be. So if you want to back it, it's in the notes there. Go check it out. We'll be looking at it later. I might give it a plug or two. That might happen. Anyway, I digress. For me, it's Saturday night, baby. I've just been on live 25 hours, and I'm gonna need strong-willed people, backbone people who can assist me when I enter this strange new world. What could it be? I mean, it's kind of like that wonderful classic Doctor Who. You know, he arrives at a planet. Where have you brought me to this time, old girl? Yeah, and it's like bum bum bam. It's out. He's in, and you know, so it could be anything. So I have two people in agreement. I think I have a third one. I really can't remember this. Let's have a look at the thumbnail, right? Let's have a look at the thumbnail, and that will remind me what's going on. Because honestly, I haven't even checked the news yet. Maybe we should do that in a minute. 1 second. Let me look at the thumbnail. We go. What was this one? I found what's the name of the show? I call it Comic Saturday. That's what I normally call it. But where did I put the thumbnail? That's I think is this it? Let's open it up. Very good. Have you seen Suicide Squad, ladies and gentlemen? I have. I watched it on Friday before the commencement of the Sabbath. I quite enjoyed it. I'm trying to decide whether it was greater than some of its parts or not. Some of its parts are freaking awesome, right? Some of its parts are absolutely awesome. Let me just share the screen. Now, by the way, I normally say hello to people in the green room before we start. I didn't have time today. I literally came in. So what I normally do is I tell everybody, I talk for about 10 minutes as the place fills out. Says hello, let everybody know what's going on in the world. You know, have a bit of a chat, bit of a chuckle, and then bring people on. So normally I tell the guests that before then, and I'm not stressing out. They're going, what the hell? Right, what the hell? Anyway, what was I going to say? Who do we have on tonight? We have Micah Curtis is on tonight. We actually got three great campaigns going on. We got the Colossals. I really like this book. It's how can I put it? It's kind of a traditional, very sexy, girly, how would I say? Sexy, girly superhero book. I like it a lot. Right, I like it a lot. Micah of Englewood. It's actually Englewood 2, right? It's Englewood 2. I'm assuming you can get both of them in this package. It's still open. And Mark Poulton's got Viking Wolf. I had no idea about this book, right? I just totally found it by accident. The campaign's closing. It's in, what's it called again? On demand, right? I have no idea how Mrs. Campaign looks really good. So I got 3 campaigns. I'm looking forward to bringing to somebody else in the chat. Alice Matt Films. Is that girl going to be in the show? No, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. You know why? Because this girl isn't real. This is what happened. She is modeling a sexy. This is why I try and work out what kind of cosplay I want to put on the cover. The thumbnail. And I'm always trying to think of something. So I thought, oh, Wizard of Oz. It's basically whatever they do a sexy version of. So, like, I did sexy Wizard of Oz, right? Boom. This is a sexy Wizard of Oz costume that came out, right? I just didn't think it was quite sexy enough, though, right? I didn't think it was quite sexy enough. So I photoshopped like a little bit more cleavage in, right? That, you see, that's the exact level I want, right? Actually, I could go another inch. But I like naughty. That's what I like. I like naughty. Not so fat. I mean, listen, I don't disparage anybody for being into the dirty. Everyone's got their own thing, man. But I like the naughty, not really the dirty. The dirty kind of grosses me out. Unless I'm doing it, right? If I'm actually in the dirty, that's fine, right? But that's normally something I do privately. Speaking of which, okay, crazy story. My live stream on Thursday, right? I do my live stream. I've ended early, so I go to this bar with my kids and my wife, and we had a great time. I wake up Friday morning. I find I got a copyright. I got a notice from YouTube. It's been taken down because I violated their sex and nudity policy. I'm like, no, I didn't. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I like sex and nudity. I do enjoy both of those things, right? Yes, 100%, but not publicly. My God, what like that would not get me subs. I mean, maybe it would. But you know what? I don't think so. I just don't think it's going to work out good. People want the rabbi clothed, right? That's what I think. Nobody wants to go to the mikveh. Do you know what a mikveh is? Mikveh's a weird place. Mikveh is a ritual bath, a ritual Jewish bath you get into. Like you have to submerge it, and you're going naked. Women go in it once a month as part of their menstrual cycle ritual stuff. And men is much more voluntary. Like a lot of people go on Fridays before the Sabbath. It's weird because all your friends are there, right? And you're like, hey, it's you're pretty naked. They said, yes, we are. We're pretty naked. Lots of Jews being naked. Not pleasant. Like, listen, we're not an attractive people. Let me tell you, very sweaty as well, right? And you don't want to go to the mikveh later in the day. The water looks like chicken soup. It's not good. It's not good, and I'm not talking clear broth, okay? I'm not talking clear broth. But anyway, I was talking about the mikveh for. I can't remember. But why was I talking about? There was some point to that. I can't remember. Okay, so it's honestly not that important. So anyway. I digress. I haven't looked at the news yet. I have no idea what's going down. We're going to look at the news together. I need strong men. I need hardy men. I need crazy men. Crazy men who can support me. So they're my first guest, fresh out of prison, right? Fresh out of prison. Did he finish his time? No. He was just too dangerous. Known for biting other men's heads off, right? Just for looking at them sideways. It's the sad. It's the mad. It's the dangerous to know. Ciderverse. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. How are you, sir?
I am.
You are. I can't argue with you. That's that's very.
I'm on the run from the crown.
You're on the run from the crown.
Yeah. All the way from Australia.
Okay, now I'm confused. What? You're on the run from.
I am. I'm on the run.
You're on the run. What did you do?
That's why I'm dressed as a convict. I'm on the run.
Oh, I got it.
Man on the run.
I didn't think you were on the run, baby. I just think they let you out. No,
man. I'm on the run from the crown. There's angry Australians that are coming after me. I'm like the Smokey and the Bandit on a different side of the planet.
Now, again, I got more questions. Why are they Australians?
I don't know why they're Australians. That's a question for God, I think.
You know what? It's a question that God could answer, right? It's certainly a question that God could answer. Question is, can God create a rock that he cannot lift? That's a traditional question.
Yes.
Not the yes and no. Kabbalistic circles.
You're the rabbi. I'll default to your.
But whatever. Listen. I think opinion is divided on the matter, and I think we need more opinions. I think we need more opinions.
More the merrier.
I'm sorry.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. I'm sorry. There's a time delay. So anyway, as I said, for me, tonight I have not one guest, not two guests, but guests thrice for you, making three. I would say warm spasms of pleasure across your chest. For my second guest, but not number two in any of his matter. He's always number one to me, baby. This man is on the run from the mafia. Listen. It was a beautiful woman and a lot of money. That's all you can say. Okay. He's been hiding out. Making combos. It is, of course, the crazy, the mad, the Micah Curtis. Curtis, how are you, sir?
Shalom, Rabbi. How are you?
Shalom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well for a Saturday.
I tell you, I just see you got a Hebrew on your shirt. What is that?
This is my massage shirt. This is
dude, you're not undercover.
Or maybe I am. You
wouldn't
like know if it's Mossad, would you?
Yeah, that is true. You're hiding in plain sight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a coin from like the Temple era, 2,000 years ago?
I don't recall what the Mossad logo is based on, honestly.
Right.
That
really is the Mossad logo?
Yes, this is the logo of the agency.
You see, I hate it that we live in the world where Mossad not only has a logo, but we know it.
It is a little counterproductive, isn't it? I mean, all of these major intelligence agencies across the world have them, and it's like, why? Why do we even know you exist?
It's kind of like, do you ever see the show Doctor Who?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so in the 70s, they had this like super secret military organization called UNIT, United Nations Intelligence Task Force. And they always had a big sign outside saying, United Nations Intelligence Task Force, top secret, keep out. No, I'm like, well, you just said who you are. Yeah, like right
bit of a
there.
dead giveaway, right?
It was a bit much. What can I tell you? But again, it was the 70s. It was a simpler time, baby. It was a simpler time. Some may say a better time. It's a time before cell phones. I kind of like that. I do kind of like that.
The flying aircraft carrier is kind of a dead giveaway too.
That is true. That is true. It does. Listen.
Shield can't have all the toys.
I guess so. As I said, we have not one guest, not two guests, well, guest thrice for you tonight. Thrice indeed. I can't even do it. There you go, thrice. Our third guest tonight. What can I know? What can I say about this man? He is known for sawing leaders in half. It could be part of his magic act. It might just be his hobby. We don't know. We can ask him. But yeah, one thing we can be guaranteed is he will point us in the correct moral direction, because he is, of course, the moral cousin, Mark Poulton. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. What's up, guys?
I'm doing good,
man. Hanging out with these awesome people, including you.
What's that? I genuinely, I haven't looked at the geeky news. Let me. I'll tell you, my mouse is really slowed down. What's going on there? Because I just disconnected and
is your mouse drunk?
My mouse drunk? I don't know. I'm quite used to stroking it. Just not during a stream, as I want to point out to YouTube. What am I looking at? Let's have a quick look at Bounding into Comics. Let's have a look. Have a quick look at the headlines, and then we'll move on with life.
If you like stroking your mouse, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap that bell for more mishaps.
I would say if you even if you don't like doing that, do all those things anyway, right? All those things are good things to do. So let's have a quick look at the news. Let's see what's going on here. We got BBC Sport mistakenly identifies Tokyo Mobile Suit Gundam unicorn statue as a transformer. I don't think that's a big deal.
Every time.
Okay, listen, I understand.
Every time.
I find it frustrating, but as a Gundam fan, you kind of start to get used to it. but we shouldn't have to. Damn it!
I have to tell you, to me, that's not really an issue. Catholic League president accuses Disney Muppet Babies of child abuse as performing sex transitioning episode featuring cross-dressing Gonzo. It is disgusting. Yeah. It is like beyond disgusting. Like what? Okay, listen. If you're trans, that's groovy, baby. Right? That is groovy. Right? I have nothing against you. Can you not try? And listen, I'm Jewish. I'm a fat Jewish guy. I don't care if you're also a fat Jewish guy. It's groovy. Be your own person. You don't need other people to be like you to be okay. It's cool. Just stop. Is my personal opinion. What's anybody else's take on this?
I just wanted to throw out that, if Gonzo is accepted and addressed, why can't we accept that Gundams aren't Transformers? I mean, it's a new world, right?
You know what? These two stories do dovetail into each other. That is correct.
Yes.
I can't argue.
I'm of the opinion that children need to be allowed to be children. These sorts of...
Children need more Gundam.
You're not going to hear me disagree.
Or less Transformers.
But in all honesty, there is this consistent push within the culture to try to, I believe what was it? The San Francisco Gay Choir said, "We're coming for your children," something along those lines.
Yeah. That was really
they sang
creepy.
that.
They sang that, yeah.
Loudly in unison. I mean, it wasn't like they're being subtle about this.
Yeah. Now, I'm not a father, but I am an uncle of several kids. That's what happens when you have 4 sisters. But but one thing that bothers me constantly is the inability to allow children to simply be children. We have to force all of these adult issues on them instead of just allowing them to grow into learning about the world around them at the pace that their parents desire for them. That sort of thing.
Listen, generally speaking, 7-year-olds aren't really interested in sucking dicks, okay?
No.
They're just not, it's just not like, they're like, just not the thing they're up for, right? No. And I know this is upsetting for Hollywood, because they really want them to be into it. They're like, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun, and here's a room full of toys. Can you play? This is basically how Hollywood works. But no. So they keep trying to convince us. I think that's that's what it's all about. Sexualizing children is about sexualizing children. That's just my take on the matter.
What was up with Gonzo in that episode? He wore women's clothes, because I've seen Bugs Bunny do that. Like before.
He didn't want to go to a fancy dress ball. Yeah, sorry, you was going to say?
Well, the story goes is that they're doing a reenactment, like a Renaissance fair in the backyard, and the boys have gone off to become knights. They're going to go make knight costumes. And then Gonzo wants to go with Miss Piggy and the other one, and to go get dresses, and they correct him, and they say, "You're a boy, you're good, you have to be a knight." And of course, Gonzo pouts and sulks and shuffles off, and that's supposed to be tyranny and oppression, and
all those other buzzwords.
Yeah, I honestly, this is the other Muppet Babies. They said it wrong. They didn't. They explained. They said, "Carl, you're a boy. You can't do it." No, they should have just said it much more plainly. What? You don't want to be a massive pussy. Come and do what the boys are doing, right? And yes, add that in, that sentence in, that explanation. Everything makes sense, right? It's not
I just heard that in Miss Piggy's voice, though. That's the thing.
I can see that happening. See, this is what happened if I was in charge. Mark Hamill's mocking Donald Trump. What a shock! How stunning and brave. They're Donald Trump cards. I want Donald Trump cards. Does one of you gentlemen want to pull up your campaign while I look up Donald Trump cards? Let's have a quick look. Okay, good. No, I'm not. I don't care about him mocking. Okay, yes, I want all the Donald Trump cards. Okay, yes, I do. I find the world a quieter and more dull place without Trump. I really do. There you go. Fine. But yeah. So what was it? Oh, everyone's pulled up their campaign. Look at that. This is what happens when you take your eyes off the screen for a second. Okay.
Kung Fu action click.
Fine. Let's go for what is Ciderverse?
Ciderverse is the overall name for the multiverse I created to house all the characters I've created.
So how many books of this have you done?
So far, I've not printed any. This is the first one that's going to be printed. But there are 6 I have still.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, you control the screen. Talk us through it. What is this book?
This is the Colossals. It was my attempt to meet the challenge that Ethan Van Sciver gave us in 2019 when he looked into his camera and pointed and said, "You can make an indie comic too." And that spoke to me directly, and I immediately went out and tried to figure out what I could do to contribute to the movement of anybody can make comics. So, this is the Colossals. It's a 64-page, full-color action-adventure graphic novel that drops you into a multiverse 10 years in progress. Yeah.
Okay.
It starts off in the year 2030. Many things have changed in this world. I love alternate history.
Can I interrupt you one second? Starting midstream, like in the middle of the intricate continuity, brilliant idea. That's exactly what Alan Moore did.
No time for origin stories.
Yeah, exactly. We all know. Who gives a shit? That now they're doing
baby in a field, dead parents in an alley, lightning hit a chemical cabinet.
Yeah, whatever.
We all got
they're
it.
all the freaking same. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a really good idea.
Yeah, I see. I'm not gonna bore you with that kind of stuff. 10 years have taken place between the events that changed the world and how things have settled into it now. So you're going to see several different changes things. One of which is Miracle City, which is where some of the story takes place. It occupies the entirety of the west coast of the United States after a horrible earthquake took place called the Cataclysm. It took everything from Route 5 into the ocean, just blah, right down into the water, gone. And in 10 years, with the help of 100 million immigrants, legal, by the way, with 100 million legal immigrants, they have finally finished construction for Miracle City. Okay. Some of it's right here on the first page. As you can see, some of the citizens in Miracle City, they're blue, and they can withstand falls from pretty high places. So... And that's how my luck is.
Wait, what do you got? Bring it back. Where is it? What happened to it?
The page crashed.
Here, let me grab. I'll grab the link. Leave it to me. One second. I was like, what?
I can get it.
What? I was enjoying it.
Here we go. I have it.
There we go.
It's just my luck, right? I live in Maine. I have internet that runs on hamsters and wheels, and sometimes they get tired when we don't feed them. So,
dude, I made this insane discovery, right? I got this new router which you put a SIM card into, and you basically just run your internet off the cellular network. It's so much better. It's so much better and so much cheaper. It's always on,
4G,
never crashes.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
And when they get here, you've got it back up. Fine, I got it back. Fine, I have it as a backup as well if it goes down.
Yeah, if it dies again.
Right, I got it. Okay.
It's just too awesome. Chrome can't handle it.
You know what? My life has got so much better over the last few months. I quit Chrome. I'm not. The only pain in the ass is StreamYard, because normally my go-to browser now is Safari, but StreamYard doesn't work with Safari. So I am. So I use Firefox to stream through. But that's really the only pain in the ass. My life without Chrome is so much better. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Tell me more
I'm having problems with it right now. But I put together a star-studded team for this, okay? Right. It took me 2 years to get to this point because I made it my top priority to find an artist that could properly manifest this first explosive launch of the Colossals. And it turned out to be Leandro Paganiban. He works with the Adobe Kroger crew over at Mythoverse. That's Matt Trin's crew, I believe.
Right.
And just knocking these pages out. And then one day... Ethan came into a stream where I was showing some of them off and offered some critique on them, Mr. Van Sciver. And he just, and my artist ate that up, right?
Yeah, it's great. John Malin does great critiques, right? He took part one of my pages. It was great. Everything he suggested made it like a billion times better.
And you know what? That's exactly what happened. As we scroll down through here, you're going to see how the pages change after Ethan's advice. It's amazing. But and I also just pure luck as I was going around on Fiverr trying to find a face melting colorist. Wouldn't you know? Right. Daniel Grimaldi just pops right out, and his work, as you can see right here, it's just great heavy lifting coloring, blam in your face. I mean, I love it when my speedster's running. Look at this. This is just very gorgeous cool. When you see this guy when he's at, not at his top speed, but he's just booking it. It's awesome.
Very cool.
And here we are. We're arriving where up, and I've included the video on here. I won't play it for today. It's a little long. You guys can go over to the campaign. Feel free to watch it.
Can you scroll back up? Because you missed some line art.
Yeah, right here. Yep.
The line art's really nice.
Yeah, this is Leandro's talent. I mean, he's been 5 years in the indie circuit as a freelancer. Very, very experienced with this. And of course, with Ethan's advice, the pages just exploded. He like dropped it down into level 10 with this. Mm-hmm. So like, here's the critique, and then here's the change. You see how this changes so much?
What a difference.
Look at that. And then bam!
Right.
You can feel the power of Type Intercept pulling that cruise ship, that damaged cruise ship. I love how this looks. It's so raw power.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool.
I love that horsepower. I also included some bios. Those will be added on later on that kind of explain where the Colossals are at the beginning of this. So this is a little brief history on them, nothing too heavy hitting. A few paragraphs to bring you up to speed to where they are when the book starts.
I like all the world building stuff.
And the cast includes, it's not limited to.
I like they're all like super hot chicks. So that's also a good thing as well.
Well, I think if you should be a superhero, you should be fit, right? Yeah, I think if you're a superhero, you should be fit.
I guess so. That would make sense.
Well, our team includes Star Supreme. She's the leader of the Colossals. She kicked off the whole superhero movement in America when she responded to the Cataclysm. She's credited with saving more than 11 million lives after nullifying 3 tsunamis.
Okay.
Her adopted daughter, Shadow Spinner, is, of course, I don't call them mutants. They're Homo Nephilim in my world. And as you can see, her changes, her mutations, if you will, are a bit on the nose. I based her design off of Nosferatu. And
it's cool.
Yeah, she's like a vampire meets that spider armor from Endgame. Right.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
And then we have Isaac, and he's a 12-year-old boy robot that just wants to grow up to be as cool as his mom. This is by the way, Star Supreme is his adopted mom. Sorry. Right. I'm so excited to talk about this, you know? I get so wrapped up in this stuff, you know? These characters like alive in my head.
It makes good comics, it makes good streams, because people talking about stuff that, you know, they actually care about it and they're passionate. Right?
Delilah? You're going to love Delilah, all right? Delilah is my sorceress supreme, and she's a magic hoarder. No one is allowed to have magic but her. She has this thing where she traps spells and jewelry.
Speaking of there being not enough magic, a dearth of magic, where are you on the Kevin Smith's Master of the Universe? A yay or a nay?
Is there a fuck no? Can I go beyond nay and say fuck no?
This is people are very up. I was trying to say to a friend of mine that the people are very upset. I quite liked it. Okay, there's one episode I found a cringe fest. Okay, here's the thing. Once you accept whenever Tila is on screen, it's a nightmare and she's a huge cunt, right? Once you accept that's the reality.
Emphasis on huge.
Huge. Everything else is good. Everything else is really good. But like, and she highlights one episode. I mean, but after that, she does become sidelined by Evil Lynn, who I think is far more interesting a character.
When you know the magic user is a little more interesting than some butch trying to pretend to be He-Man, huh?
Yeah, listen, I
How
guess
about that?
It's a note from like one of their standard lesbian angry producers working at Netflix. They're like, I like it, but there's no like excruciating lesbian there. Can we put one in? They're like, oh sure, no problem. He knows where his bread's buttered.
Well, you know, Kevin Smith, he's no fool. He knows what he's surrounded by in Hollywood, and if he wants to work, he's got to be woke.
Exactly. That's true. So, do you want to go through the was it your perks, the levels you have?
Yep. The tiers, just real quick, the preserver is for the people out there that want to make sure that they can read a copy and keep a copy pristine in their long box or up on their shelves. Maybe pass it down to a nephew or niece. It includes the PDF version as soon as the book is finished, right? As soon as it's finished, it's going into your email. What's that?
It's going where? Sorry, what did you say?
I said it includes the digital PDF. This preserver pack includes the PDF. As soon as the book is finished, it's coming to your email. That's for all physical backers. And then you're getting 2 copies of the physical. And you get 2 prints.
So I get it.
Yeah. And you get 2 prints of one of Star Supreme and one of her evil clone, Nega Supreme. And those were done by the character designer, M30S.
Okay.
The Spark's really simple. It's just a PDF, $15 PDF. As soon as the book is done, it's in your email.
When do you think the book's going to be completed?
Unfortunately, where I'm a first-timer, it's going to take me a year. I'm working with a team that's going to go through it as fast as I can, but presently I'm looking at 288 days of production.
Yeah, I hear it. Dude. And we've all made our first comic, and yours looks very good.
Yep. I'm just trying to make sure that it goes right. So.
There is a first time.
Excuse me?
As Mr. Spock said, for everything there is a first time.
Yes, and that's also why I'm only shipping to the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, because I want to make sure that these all get fulfilled correctly. Right now, overseas stuff spooks me because I'm a new guy. If you want to contact me in private about getting one yourself, we can work that out as a
Australia
sale.
And Canada are a pain in the ass. Australia and Canada shipping is a real pain in the ass. You know what I'm doing? I'm printing in 4 locations. I'm printing in Australia, Canada, US, and UK. Way I get, and the additional cost you do for the smaller print runs is completely offset by this lower shipping rate people get, right? And I find that shipping rate is a big sticker shock, right? And I really like the $30 or whatever it was to Canada initially, which I got to refund a bunch of people. The difference, right? But it's just ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, and it's so cheap now. You can, as long as you're printing 5, even, it's crazy. The price is much lower.
I'm working toward it.
Digress.
No, I'm working toward it. I'm just trying to figure out all these ins and outs. I'm a complete newbie. I've never worked in the industry before. Straight up greenhorn.
Who's doing your fulfillment?
I am.
You're doing yourself, okay?
I hope I am.
See, I'm getting John Maynard to do my US fulfillment, and then anything outside the US, I got the printers doing it. The printer's awesome. Printers it's gonna ship individually to. I said they say
really.
Yeah, I said, can you ship to multiple addresses? I'm like, sure, no problem. I said, can you ship to 200 or 500? And yeah, just give me a spreadsheet, and we'll give you a cost on the envelopes and it came out cheap. And it's okay, I guess you'll do my fulfillment then. And we went back and forth on container. I might get them, buy them. Gemini mailers? Because I really like the Gemini mailer. I mean, I really like them. They are. I just think there's an expectation, but it might. It depends. If it's going to add another month and a half or 2 months onto fulfillment, no. No. Look what they're shipping and they're guaranteeing everything. So yeah, if they get destroyed, and then what they're shipping in sounds fine to me. But yeah, that's totally the way to go.
Well, anyway, I'll look into it.
Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. It's good to learn this stuff. It's all conversational. This isn't an infomercial. It's all conversational, and everybody wants to talk. It's fine. I'm just trying to get through it because we've got 2 other guys here that have equally as exciting projects they want to get through too, right? So that's all.
I'll tell you, my nipples are tingling with excitement.
All right. Well, speaking of excitement,
that's not easy to do for a rabbi.
Speaking of excitement, we have the Full Metal backer. If you're someone that likes entertaining and surprising your friends, this is a cinema-sized 24 by 36 poster. I can't see it. 24 by 36 poster, much bigger than this, that goes up on the wall, hopefully, at your house. And when your guests come in, they drop their glasses on the floor in shock at how gorgeous this cover is against an aluminum sheet.
To give you a hand with scale, Cider, this is a 24 by 36 right here, folks. So if you guys are wondering what
okay, one second, let me you.
So this is a 24 by 36 right here, in comparison to an 11 by 17 right here. So that's about how big he's sending you.
Yep, metal.
You can use it as a murder weapon, but of course, please don't do that.
Well, if you have to defend yourself, the Colossus metal poster. If you have to defend your friends and family, the Colossus metal poster works. It also comes with 2 metal prints. The artists, unfortunately, were not able to get the art ready for launch, but they're just about done with them. They'll be premiering. No rush on getting into these Full Metal backers until we get that art up. Those will also be on.
It's always good to have new things to show in your campaign.
It's true. I just wanted these the very important things. Anyway, so it accompanies. These are also going to be on metal, and they have little standees with them, so they can lean up on your bookshelf next to your Colossals, right? Facing it, maybe offset, kitty-cornered, however you like it. It's going to be there. They're 6 by 8, so that's about the face of a comic book right there, about the size of a comic book cover right there, opposite of your copy of the Colossals on your shelf, perhaps right next to that big cinema-sized metal poster that you can defend your family with.
There you go. It's you can surround yourself with Colossals.
Right. And feel very safe, right? And finally, it's the original art stuff. This is Leandro does a lot of stuff through digital. This will be by hand. These will be original pieces. Totally, nothing's going to be blocked out. Nothing's going to be cut out. It is totally, I want to make them splash pages, so they're nice, very nice things you can show off. So as we go through the script and we get our splash pages, I'm going to say, okay, we need to move from digital over to physical for this page because this one's going to go out with the 5 that are available here. I want to make sure what you're getting isn't somebody on a phone for 5 minutes. That's not in the book. But I want to make sure that's not what you're getting. You're getting like some big, bombastic action scene.
Okay. We like big bombastic action.
And that's it. We also have a theme song. I'll spare you that. But it's on the second button here. And it was I had it commissioned on Fiverr by a lady in the Czech Republic that's absolutely in love with merging anime music, anime intro music, and punk rock.
Right. That's very cool. Well, play it for us. There's not going to be any copyright problem, right?
Well, I have to share it with audio, so you'll have to give me a second.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
No copyright. I own the music.
Well, I got to put you back on screen. Wait. There you go. That's the stream.
Is it coming through?
Hey, yeah, it's cool.
Too loud?
No, that's cool. It's perfect. I feel like I'm watching Speed Racer.
Anybody want an air guitar? Just me? Okay.
I guess.
Oh, you're afraid you're gonna hit the wrong chords on the air guitar?
I don't move that fast. I'm tall.
Hear the call. It's time to face your evil and raise up from the darkness.
Dude, you need to get in contact with Herrenberg.
What's that?
You need to get in contact with Herrenberg. They do something similar.
With every sunset coming into your life, I'll be there watching you, sending you the light. Hear the
Just giving it all, isn't he? Giving it a lot of wallet, blimey. You got your money's worth out of her, haven't you?
Oh yeah, she fell in love with all of this. She really did.
she's giving it a lot of
I have a
money
copy already earmarked for her.
there. Okay.
There you go.
Very
Michelle
cool. Very
Gebauer.
cool. I like you. This is an immersive experience, right? And it really is. It's totally an immersive experience. So yeah, you just launched. You've been up what, 2 days?
Yep, back on Tuesday,
Right.
just before midnight.
Okay. So you're going well. You're funded. Get on board. Get on board the campaign. This is what I this will be my recommendation. Get buy off and buy early. Buy off and buy early. Listen, I'm not a financial planner. I know us Jews have a nose for it, but this one I can tell you, my Jewy sense is tingling. You want to you want to get the preserver pack on this one. You want to save it because I know who knows what the future may bring. Right,
That guy's on his way.
I think we can say we can all be assured something very strange is going to come in the future. That if we can look at the past as a guide, whatever the future may bring will be very strange. You want your physical media? I would recommend the Preserver Pack, or of course one of the wonderful pieces of artwork. Is there anything else you would like to add, sir?
Only that this book is based out of my belief in a better tomorrow. Every one of these characters speaks to that as they go through their journey of finding their self-worth. And that's what that story is all encompassed in.
Okay, so, listen, look, it looks great. 64 pages. It's nice. You're giving them a nice bang for the buck. Wish you best luck, mate. I think it's a great book to back. I was going to say, I have to get to the chat. I have to realize I'm 45 minutes in. I haven't said hello to anyone yet. One second, before I do here, let me just share this. Let's have some eye candy while I'm doing the greetings. This is the poster that's being included to everybody who gets both books in my campaign. This is A2, which is 18 by 24. It's a nice size, but we supersized it because we hit $8,000 here. My campaign very quickly. Just the Rabbi for Another Planet's Comic Book Bonanza. Go check it out now. Link. And this is going offline anytime this week. I do not know what time this week is. Whenever they tell me we're going to print. Oh my god, they gave me so much work to do. I could ignore something, right, and it'll be fine. Or I could do like a 2-minute job on every page of the file of every page and recompile it all, and it'll be slightly better, right? And I'm like, I guess I got to do it. I guess I'm like plowing through it. I got like another 10 pages to go. So this book's 220 pages long. It's biblical, Bible source, Ace of the Traces, Rashless Rogues. Kind of like the early Vertigo book, Sandman, Swamp Thing, Hellblazer, that kind of feel. Very, very, very biblically accurate, not preachy at all. I really don't care how you live, baby. Don't care how you live. I mean, listen, I want you to be happy. Live and be well. But so there's got like biblical stuff in it you might recognize: Tower of Babel, Flood, Jonah. Hopefully, it will be with a new look on it, with more depth and I don't like to say meaning, reality, whatever. 220 pages long. You can beat a well to death with it, but of course, don't do that. And the other book I have is The Imperium, a love letter to Telefantasy 960. I wrote this. Dominic Ratchet did the artwork on it. I wrote the other one. It's essentially James Bond, Doctor Who, Emma Pill, the Black Slab from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit. All in one super group together. Yeah, we have honorable mentions of The Prisoner. We have a bit of Thunderbirds. We have a bit of Callan. It's all there for you. And now everybody get both books. They get a whole bunch of extras. They get this poster. I call this one Noble Savages. It's the lovely Leela from Doctor Who, and of course, what's her name? Raquel Welch from The Land from 1 Million Years BC. In the background, there's H.G. Wells's Time Machine. In the foreground, there's K9. What are they doing? Why are they together? Who cares, baby? Who cares? Why are you arguing? Why just accept the gift that I bestow upon thee, okay? And be grateful. You also get a bunch of cards, a series of cards I call For the Male Gaze. For the Male Gaze. These are a bunch of postcards based on my 12-year-old masturbatory fantasies all genre related, still work well today. Okay, all rabbinically approved. Of course, we are keeping the British end up. A nice James Bondy one, best line of the last line of the best James Bond movie. Spy Love Me, that's been proved by science, so there's no questioning that. We have Party Like It's 1999. Like a bit of Space 1999, do you? If you don't know what it is, go check it out. It's awesome. This is better. This is better. You like Judge Dredd? We all like Judge Dredd. We like Judge Hanson better. Don't even think it, Citizen. Judge Hanson, I know you're reading my thoughts. I know. I'll try and be better. Okay? What can I tell you? Don't even think it, Citizen. No hanky-panky in TARDIS. This is a companion in Doctor Who wearing her screen-accurate costume. She exploded on the screen. Yes, exactly the same moment my puberty exploded over my pants. She is indelibly trapped in my spank bank, like Zod in the Phantom Zone. Like, ah! And she can't. It's not my fault, mate. It's not my fault. They squeezed her when she wasn't wearing this. They squeezed her into spandex and put her on screen. What am I going to do? I'm a red-blooded man. I'm only flesh and blood. What do you want out of me? So she's been on my mind ever since. Of course, we have it's Councillor Troy. I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. I'm sensing strong emotion, Captain, from my pants. And so you should, sir. So you should. I don't know what's gone wrong with the environmental controls on the Enterprise, but nobody touch that dial. Don't touch that dial. And this one I just threw in because I love
the leather, though. Ugh, it gets stuck to everything. Ugh.
Well, it is. That's true. Well, they actually used a lot of wood on the set. Actually, I was on the set where they did a tour of it, and it's like
leave it to the Federation. Leave it to the Federation to build their starships out of wood.
It really is. I was quite surprised. This one I added in for no reason other than I love my backers. The Force is female, and the Force is so female. Again, Dominic Rasho doing a fantastic job in the art here. Jabba the Hutt looks happy. Bib Fortuna not that interested. Besides the Crumb, it's gonna get crazy. So we got that. I'm gonna throw in another poster because we broke what 8,500 now. So yeah, I'll throw another poster. I'll give you this one, Bohemian in Time and Space, or this one. I'll let you choose. The Eyes Have It, or this one. Great Balls of Fire. You can even have this one. Forever Young, the Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane, growing old together and traveling forever in the TARDIS. You name it, you get to choose whatever you want, baby. Let's land on Forever Young. Let's land on the Force is female. Well, I quickly say hello to the chat. I'm terribly sorry it take me so long to get there. Who we got here? What's there? Asmat Films. What can I tell you? I'm giving as much eye candy as I can, baby. Okay, I'm doing what I can. PD Rich, how you doing? The Rabbi on the Raz. The Rabbi did go on the Raz. I got nice and steamed, I have to tell you. I was quite happy about that. Derek McManus is here. The Quaff is here. Man, what a jump. What a freaking jump. It jumped like 40 minutes. It's like, really? I can't even go back that far. Man, it's only letting me go back. Okay, I missed like 20 minutes worth of them. Fine. I missed 20 minutes worth of comments. I do apologize. None of your business is here. Did it take testify with it? I have no idea. Problem Being is here. Who else we got here? Randall Warrant Hegg is here. Matt C is here. How are you doing? Adobe Kroger, my favorite supermarket. Kroger. Was it Kroger in Atlanta? Has a very good kosher Chinese. I quite like it a lot. Conquest Comics is here. I hope your Conquest, is blood and semen free. Gel Doraz, how you doing? Killy Chow, how are you? Seven of God, 777. How are you? Where's the other 776 of you? And like, how do you end up with 777? Okay, whatever. You take your number, you roll with it. Victoria Cumbert says hello to Conquest Comics, and I say hello to Victoria Cumbert. David Feeder's here. Randall Warren. Hey, I think I said hello to already. Tin4L, how are you? Who am I missing? Okay. Let me see. I'm whizzing through these. Let me see. I didn't watch it to see if anyone was talking to me. PD Rich is giving everybody's a link said. Changas Khan is here. That's a very good name. I do like Changas Khan. Who else we got? Amanda B. Listen, Amanda B. I have to tell you, Amanda A. said, "Mate, we walked around and said, hey, I'm Amanda A, baby. I like Amanda B. Amanda B is the way, the place to be, baby. That's what I say. You gonna argue with me? Of course Unfortunately, an angry man, green boss is here. Well, I do hope you're not that angry, man. I mean, like, I hope you find some equilibrium in life. We all should. But listen, if you like your anger, be angry. But I would say I do hope you find some equilibrium. Her voyage, Gurav Havoc. Gurav Havoc is here. That's a really weird name. Are you Dutch by any chance? Stupendous 989. So much cringe. We do like a lot of cringe. I tell you, I'm a bit of a cringe fan, me. We must be talking about Master of the Universe. I like cringe in real life. Cringe in real life always makes me laugh. Micah. Micah is here. Micah is here. Micah is there. Micah is everywhere. He is like the Scarlet Pimpernel of Comicsgate. They seek him here, they seek him there. I think I caught up with the chat. Let's say, do I have anybody else to go through? Smug Pug. I think I said hello to you already, Smug Pug, but you got such a good name.
Say hi to him again. He's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Smug Pug, how you doing, mate? I do like your inventive use of emojis, and I think I'm there. I think I'm up to date. You're Croatian. Oh, well, very nice to meet you. Croatia was the signal word in what's that book? 100 Bullets, which I quite like, but it just went on way too long. Scarlet Pimpernel Comics. There you go. Fine. Let me banish that, and let me pull up this next thing. There we go. It is, of course, Englewood book 2. Englewood book 2.
Yes.
Very good. Now let me ask you. Yeah, I'm assuming you can get book 1 and book 2 in this campaign.
Absolutely.
You're not going to disappoint the newbies.
No,
you're
not at all.
No. Okay.
I definitely don't want to do that to people who are just hopping on with this campaign. That's for sure. And
so
one thing I should mention. Go ahead.
Before you get into the campaign, can you tell me, like, how do you end up making funny books? I have to tell you, Cider, you're freaking awesome, because that's always my first question. I didn't need to tell you. You had it built into your answer. So I doff my hat to you. Micah, how did you come to love the funny books and come to be making them?
Well, it's an interesting one for me. I started off, I guess you could say an elder statesman of Comicsgate. I've been around since the start. But when I started out, I was just doing YouTube videos, just talking about the culture, things that were going on within comics and things that bothered me about it, so on and so forth. And I ended up meeting a lot of people in those early days, Ethan Van Sciver being one, Timothy Lim being another, John Malin around that time as well, your boy Zach, Richard Meyer.
Oh, by the way, his new book's doing gangbusters.
Oh, yeah. They're all doing fantastic. And they said, this is the time, if you want to really... I don't remember who it was who said it to me. They said that YouTube videos weren't going to be enough. You got to get out there. You got to create an alternative, because there's going to be all these people that the industry is going to continue to piss off as time goes by, that are going to be looking for good books. If you got a good idea, you might as well get it out there. So
and own it and be able to do what you want with it.
Yep. So that's how I got into it. I said, well, I'd worked as a journalist and things like that. I had no published fictional works, but I said, why not start here? I've always loved comic books ever since I was a kid. Back when I was when David Michelini was writing The Amazing Spider-Man back in the 90s. And why not give it a shot? So Englewood #1 was my first book. It did pretty well.
Right.
And now we're doing a sequel that is a little bit more ambitious than the first book. The first book was just basically 1.5 comics. It was 36 pages, simple stuff. This is the whole conclusion of the first arc, which is called Born in Blood. It's 66-page graphic novel. The creative team from the last book in whole is returning. Myself, obviously, as the writer. I keep forgetting everybody's names. Brian Martinez, who is doing pencils on this. Armand Strange did the colors on the first book, is returning. Plus, to kind of speed things up a little bit, because we do want to have this book out by December, I brought on an inker now to do the ink work, so my penciler can focus simply just on his pencils, named Bogdan Rizea. He's a very talented artist in his own right. I'm working on another book with him later, and we'll actually show off some of his artwork on this campaign.
Can I interrupt you for I have to important announcement.
Absolutely.
I put this on screen so I didn't forget. Like, selling my books take precedence over freaking everything in my mind. Yeah, sure. Monday you'll be cool. I can't imagine it's going offline by Monday. Sorry, I had to answer that. Okay. I will always. That's always stop press. I want to buy. I want to give you money. Yeah, no, that takes priority over everything.
Absolutely.
But Mika, please continue.
So basically, what this is it follows up directly where Englewood book one ended. We have a brilliant cover from Donald DeLay, who did the pencils and inks on this one. Some of you might know Donald from his own book, his own books, and from The Death of Love at Image. He did Brutus the Badass, and then he did Cecil's Cash Grab, which is a campaign that did.
Oh, that's what I know him from. Yeah. I knew I knew him from somewhere. Okay.
Donald's been a bundle
wait,
for a while, so I always wanted to do something with him, and this was a good opportunity.
Okay, well, can I ask you to back up for a second before you say it starts off directly from the first one? What's it basically about?
Well, Englewood is a story about and Englewood is a story about a professional mixed martial artist who, after a controversy, drug controversy, ends his career basically. He decides to retire and turn his life around and try to be a philanthropist. In doing so in the city of Chicago, which for many people will know, but because of its reputation, is gang-ridden as all get out. He runs afoul of one of those gangs, and a tragedy strikes. I don't want to be specific on what it is because I sure as shit don't want to spoil the book. But tragedy strikes, and he decides to take all of his skills and fight back because the cops are corrupt. The city, the government doesn't seem to give a damn, and they basically just cordoned off the gangs as opposed to actually fighting them. So he takes things into his own hands, and as time goes on, he doesn't really plan on being a superhero. He just wants to go kick somebody's butt. In this particular case, his title, the Saint, which is his code name, is given to him by the city, basically, and his reputation through his exploits. That whole process of how that happens is what happens within the entirety of both the first book and the second. So, and in this particular one, he is going up against a gang that is based on the Almighty Latin Kings, which is one of the most infamous gangs of the United States. And as you can see here, these three young men are terrified out of their minds. So
Yeah. I'm to tell you, I like a lot about this guy. Somebody says in the chat that the depth of vision is really good. What was it? I think did I miss it?
Yeah.
Somebody says something like that. That's really good. I love the acting they have on the faces. It's I think it hits the right tone. It's really good. I love it. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt to gush, but
no, I appreciate the gushing. Trust me. And one of my philosophies as a creator is that if you want to keep your focus here in a lot of places. You want to make sure that as a writer, you're constantly talking or mentioning in your script what people's facial expressions are, because that's going to tell the story in ways that, if you miss that little detail, people are going to miss out on the exact emotions of the moment. You sure as shit don't want that. So, but yeah, beautiful cover by Donald DeLay, colors by Spartan Scotsman, also known as John Jay, who did a book called Xenotype with a gentleman named Liam Gray. He's also currently on a campaign called Tales from the Natverse. That he's a phenomenally talented guy. He does it all in pencils, inks, colors. Oh
right, I've had him on. That's a good book.
So, and then the book itself. This is some of the interior pages. This is actually a little bit later in the book. From Brian Martinez and Armand Strange. Now, for some people who got the first book, you'll notice that we actually changed the colors around a little bit, more of a cell shading style. I think it fits Brian's art style a little bit better. Plus, it's not going to. We took a while on the first book, longer than we really needed to. It's something that I'll be flat out honest about. This, we really kind of, because this is our second book, we've got things down to a science. We got a good flow with things. So This basically shows part of the Saints' assault on the Kings, and in a sense, his technological advantage, because the center here. This.
Wait! Can I just scroll a bit, because I really like the visual storytelling. Let me look at those pages a little bit slower.
Absolutely.
Again, like this is really good stuff, right? I look, this to me seems Again, in terms of storytelling, up there with Daredevil at its best, right? Daredevil's visual storytelling at its best really was fantastic. You know,
That means
Frank
a lot to
Miller,
me,
whatever.
Rabbi. Seriously.
Oh,
That's
but
one of my
look,
biggest inspirations.
But you can see the kinetic, force of it, right? And the cuts, the camera angles, it's really nailing it. Like every page, I mean, it's a fantastic sequence.
Yep, thank you. I'll pass it on to my artist too. He's been, Bogdan will be taking over on inks from here. These pages are obviously already finished, but Brian had been working very hard on his inks. He's a little bummed out that he doesn't get to show it off because I don't have the line art with me on this computer, but the ink work that he did on this is so much improved. I basically told him while we were taking a break from book 1 to book 2, because I did another book in between called 3 Nights, 4 Days. I had him work extensively on it. I said, here's a bunch of stuff from Art to Bear, who is one of the best inkers ever. And I'm like, study, because if we can nail this, it's going to go a long way to improving the quality of it, which I really think that we have. And a lot of what Brian is great at, because he has it's a very different style than what you see of a lot of street level comics. You would kind of expect something like a Kanan White or someone along those lines to be doing books like this. This is a little bit more of an almost animated style. I kind of describe Brian's artwork.
Right. It's kinetic. I think kinetics are what it really is. It make you feel
exactly. But a lot of this is, again, Brian is really good with facial, with showing emotion through facial reaction. And
actually, I have to tell you that the direction here is great because you get beat the smoke, right? You can hear the silence. And then you feel like the tension is there, like, and then you feel, and the silence, like, it doubles down on the next before you have the reveal of the hero.
Thank you. So one thing that, oddly enough, that was an interesting inspiration while I was working on this, obviously there's Batman, Daredevil, Shang-Chi, Iron Fist. A lot of those books, inspire my love of street level writing. But one thing that I actually studied a lot was the film Predator. Not the sequel or the later book, The Predator, just Predator. So
the Schwarzenegger one.
Yes, because a lot of what I wanted to look specifically was how you invoke fear in a man who is armed. And a lot of it was what's the technological advantages of the Predator. One of those that he has, as you can see here, it looks like he's stepping out of shadow. That one of the features of his armor, which is very technologically advanced, that silver button in the center of his chest, he turns that on, the entire suit turns into a Vanta Black, which is a level of black that absorbs light, basically turns him into a walking shadow. So that was one thing that we had come up with. Yeah, my colorist Armand Strange actually came up with that idea. He's like, because we were talking about like stealth systems and things like that. He's a martial artist. He's not a ninja though. He's not a stealth expert. So what can we do to solve that problem? And that's what we came up with. Armand is like, have you ever heard about Vanta Black? He shows it to me, and I'm like,
oh, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yes, it is real.
That's really the great thing about the collaborative nature of comics. So, you get to have your individualistic voice, especially as a writer, right? You get to have a lot of control over it. But then when you're working with artists who also have, obviously, artistic license, and I say, you spark off each other, and it gets better and better.
Absolutely. And that's the great thing about it. Sometimes, the difference between that and like doing a book is like you've got more eyes on the same concept, and that way you've got a good sounding board. So these are the posters that actually come with the campaign. Also, this was the second cover of the first book. The other poster that's available is the cover of book 2, and then I mentioned Bogdan Rizea. This is a piece that he did for me. He and I are working on a Dracula book together that is set in the same universe. And I said to myself, why not have a poster of the Saint facing off against Dracula himself? As such, we have this. Bogdan has also did another book called How to Die that his art's freaking gorgeous in it. He did another book called Angels Awakening book. So he's very experienced. He's very seasoned at this point. I love the kid. He's not to mention he's Romanian, and I'm working with him on a Dracula book. Is there a better fit?
Oh yeah! Whoa!
I don't think so.
Hood! But I have to say, it's got the piece before it has a very what's the word? That's that book from the 80s or 90s, Mike Barron, Badger. It had a very Badgerish feel. Do you remember that book? It was a first book, I think.
I don't remember if I've read it.
It was good. Okay, it was a compliment. It wasn't this.
Well, if you're comparing me to anything, Mike Barron, I'm happy. So no worries there. And there's also some art prints. These are actually the chapter pages within the book. These come exclusive with one of the perks that I'll show off.
That's a great. Whoa, man, that's fantastic.
Yep,
love that.
Yeah, there's a lot of these are very, very dynamic, and hopefully you got a bunch of frames ready if you get these, because this is frame worthy art. This is one that I was actually having a conversation with Liam Gray, oddly enough, because he was in the chat earlier. He took off, but he would probably remember this, where we talked about we didn't see a lot of comic books where there were covers or chapter pages that are from the point of view of the villain. Why not have that?
Right.
So the Saint with his fist reared back, it's basically looking into the face of someone who wants to concuss you as hard as he can, if not worse. And it definitely
it's scary. I think the closest I can think of anybody ever doing that was Garth Ennis did an issue of The Punisher once from inside the villain's mouth as it was in The Dentist. That was good. That was crazy. That was a good book.
Yeah, I remember that. And then this is the third one. If you ask anybody,
great cover.
If you ask anybody who has read the first book what they think of the villain Carlos, it's a very graphic response. But I'm sure a few of them will throw it into the chat if they're here. But this right here is Carlos, the villain of the arc. He is one of the lieutenants of the Latin King, or the Kings, rather. One of their big drug earners. And basically, what ends up happening in part of the story is the Saint bringing down their cocaine ring. So, because that's one of the many things that the Kings traffic in. So this is the page for chapter 3, or the chapter page for the third part of the book, where the big assault on the Kings to bring them down finally happens. So there's also a T-shirt available for folks who would want it. We have it in basically just about any size, and if it's not listed on the campaign, you can email us. We'll see if we can hook you up. My business partner, Alex, actually owns a T-shirt printer. So that we're printing all of these in-house.
That's convenient.
So,
yes. You can guarantee you're getting your shirts in.
Exactly. So, and Solomon's Temple is the name of Elijah, the lead character. It's his dojo, basically. His mixed martial arts gym. So, because he's the son of a preacher. So he's got that connection.
He actually gets to be the son of a preacher, man. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. It's the only thing I really have in common with this character, because my father's a preacher too. So he named me and my sisters all after, biblical figures. So, and I figure if I ever have sons of my own, I'll probably follow suit. But another thing that we're doing I
have to interrupt you again. This is not to sell comics. This comic just blew my mind. Winona Ryder coming out of Ciderverse was expertly placed in the theatrical cut. Are you talking about Alien? Was it Alien Resurrection?
Yes.
She didn't come out as an android in the theatrical cut.
She did. It's
Did she?
Yeah, it's in the scene. Do you remember in Resurrection when they come out of those pools and they're trying to ascend that shaft? It's the scene where Ron Perlman's character, he goes
right.
back.
Yeah.
It's right after that, because she gets shot, falls into the water, and then somehow she's on the opposite
yes,
side.
I do remember.
Yep.
And it was kind of obvious at the time. Okay, fine. Yes. Okay, I got distracted. I'm terribly sorry. I was just like, "What? That didn't happen." I was like,
"I'm a big Aliens fan, so I'm glad that I was here for that." So
good.
I didn't like Resurrection, but I still remember it.
I have to tell you, I like Prometheus and what's the other one? Covenant. I hope they're going to do a third one. Right?
I did like Prometheus too. I can't say the same about Covenant. Covenant
was. I liked it. Continued the story and told you basically where the aliens came from. Like it delivered what they promised with Prometheus. But now you see this. But now they left an annoying gap between that and Alien. Mm-hmm. Right, I can fill it in myself with my own fan fiction, but I wouldn't mind you making that movie.
Yeah. I'm just curious. Ridley Scott's my favorite director, but I don't know if age is caught up to him or not. We'll have to see what happens in the future.
I don't know. Have you seen Raised by Wolves?
I can't say that I have.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. It's really weird. It's really weird and really awesome. He directed the first 2 episodes. It's like 10 episodes long. It's hard sci-fi.
It's pretty out there.
It's got like it's really out there. It's got like all these like really out there SJW tropes in them, but they're all good. Somehow, and they all work. It's incredible. I really, really like this. It's a layered show. It's on HBO Max. So if you got HBO Max for Suicide Squad, it's totally worthwhile. What do you think of Suicide Squad? Did everybody watch that yet?
I have not watched it yet. So,
I say I think I'm doing my review of it tomorrow. I think it's a recommend from me.
Cool. I'm going to see it after the stream, actually.
Okay, look, you'll have it's ton of fun at the cinema.
Yeah,
right. I ton of fun, and there's some real cinematic brilliance in it. I mean, genuinely, there is. Yeah, but I don't want to get spoilery. Okay, there's one thing though. Again, this isn't spoilery. Idris Elba is great in it. He's fantastic. His character fills exactly the same function, like intricately as what's his name, Deadshot in the first one. Yeah. It's clear that they couldn't get Will Smith, so they got Idris Elba. He's like the same motivation, everything, and it would have made so much more sense if it was Idris Elba. It was Will Smith. It was kind of like, what's that? In Star Trek 6, they brought in like the character Valaris, which was clearly supposed to be Saavik in the script. In the script, if the person betraying them in Star Trek, was it 6, was Saavik as opposed to this new person for life, you would be like, wow, that's heavy. But anyway, I digress.
It's heavy.
Sorry, go back to your book.
But the last little addendum that I wanted to put on here is I'm very close friends with the people over at Graded Point 5. They did an awesome book called Peregrine, which for those wondering, it's supposed to be shipping out very soon. I have basically been because I am such good friends with them. It's like kicking them, like get this fucking book out. But we're actually doing a crossover that we're hoping to launch the campaign for that later in the year. For anybody who backs this campaign physically, you're actually getting a free print from the incredibly talented Preston Acevedo, who worked with me on my other book, 3 Nights, 4 Days, which is actually being fulfilled right now. He's an incredibly talented artist. That's thrown in for free. And there will be the other half of the print, basically the two will combine to create one big poster, will be available in the Peregrine Book 2 campaign. So just a little added bonus for folks.
It's exciting. It's like, I love this about crowdsourcing because, like, look, your audience gets carried away, they get excited. It makes you excited. You keep adding stuff on, and it's just like my campaign is way bigger than I thought it was going to be, and like I've added so much more to it. I'm really looking forward. I got my new book. I'm like 50 pages into it, so I'm like ready to launch that as soon as this one ships. I'm like ready to go. Sorry.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. So, but yeah, that's why I'm like. Pushing to get my book, my thing out right now. Anyway, let's go over the tiers you got here.
Absolutely. So the big one is the Windy City Special. We want to do this with every single Englewood campaign from here to the future. So Hijo del Windy City Special, or Son of, for those who don't speak Spanish. I don't either. I actually asked one of the artists I work with. There's a joke that I seem to only work with Latino dudes because like the artists on this one are, are Latino and we're on 3 Nights too. But anyway, Windy City Special has the graphic novel. We're throwing in the digital for free. Right. The Solomon's Temple gym shirt, the post, your choice of 2 or the 3 posters that I have down there. I should mention also that the Dracula one is only while we're in funding. Once it hits in demand, that's that one you can't get your hands on anymore.
All right.
And also those art prints I showed off earlier. So you want all of that, $75 American, bing bang boom. From there, the book itself, if you just want the comic, or the digital, just keep in mind any bonuses we add in, you wouldn't be able to get with the digital part. So just a heads up.
Right. Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah. What's good of a digital trading card?
I could try to throw that in there.
I guess. I think make it. You can do an NFT, but I have no idea how those things work.
Yeah, but it's not good. It's just not the same as having it in your hands, you know.
Right. Well, that's why they created an NFT. It's basically to add some kind of I just don't understand it at all. I don't understand. It's very much the Emperor's got no clothes on. It just works because everybody agrees it works.
Well, technically, there is like in your Pepe pictures, an NFT is like a stamp on the back on the code. So as you're going through those ones and zeros, a whole bunch of 2s and 3s show up, and that's your NFT. Right. The other picture on Google does not have that little stamp in the code, and that's how you own that picture, even if it's circulated around the world on everyone's phone.
My brain just won't accept it.
Sure. Still, I'm intrigued by that, Cider. I didn't know that actually, so that's my one thing I learned today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But
I'm kind of like my grandparents when they got a VCR back in the 80s, right? But I got it with them. I set the clock for them. I left, came back. Every time I came back, the clock was always flashing. Always like they just reached their technology threshold. They're like, no. Right, that's where I am with NFTs. I'm like, no. Actually, that's where I am with Instagram and TikTok. I'm like, no. That's it. No, I can't. I can do Twitter. That's it. That's out of that. I'm too old. This is the situation. Sorry, please carry on with
I can't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently, sheesh is a thing now, and I don't even know if that's a good thing. Well, apparently, you make that noise when you like something or hate it. I don't know which. It could be both. You'll have to ask a TikTok.
I guess so.
My son's big into that.
Well, ask him what sheesh is supposed to mean.
My daughter's big into TikTok. She did her hair from a TikTok she saw while she was on the bathroom. So I like that she's keeping busy.
It means like something's like good. Like if you eat something that's awesome, that would get a she.
How come we never got Shui? Shui was great. How come we never got Shui?
Been and gone, mate. Been and gone. That was the 90s.
It's the downside of getting older is like all the kids get to determine what's cool, and us older guys are always just like, man, what happened to X? And then, but anywho, book and posters, same deal. You get your choice of 2 or 3 posters, whichever you want, and the comic, of course. Same thing with book and the shirt. Book 1 and 2, like I meant, one thing I should add, this is not the only tier where you can get book 1. All these other ones, they're available as an add-on. So if you missed it, you can throw that in too. So just a heads up. And then finally, we have 1 left of these. And I actually added more. I'm like, I can't add any more. I'm not throwing any more onto my artists. The Be a Cop tier. Now,
that's a lot of cool.
Yep. Now, here's the gimmick. With a lot of drawn-in tiers, you have to back the book separate. I don't do that to you. Not only do you get to be in the book, you also get all the stuff from the Windy City Special. So that way, you're not having to, have a bunch of charges on your card. It's all one place for you. Boom, and you're in the book as a cop. And if it's not politically good for you on Facebook, you can just tell your friends, but he's a corrupt cop. Fight the power, bro.
There you go. Either way works.
Yep.
Very good. You're funding now. You got 29 days left. But I think we can safely assume this is going to happen.
Oh yeah, we're on pace to get there. The reason that it's been a little slower, because some people have noted that my previous book did get funded a little quicker than this, is that basically everything that went wrong last month that could have gone wrong did go wrong. I didn't get to go into a lot of shows because I was actually dealing with an infection, so that sucked.
Right, actually, I heard about that. I did hear about that.
Yeah, so that was no fun. And then my business partner, Alex, his fiance had a bad reaction to the COVID vaccine. So he basically had to be at her side for 2 weeks to make sure that she was going to be okay. Yeah. So fulfillment for 3 nights basically was a crapshoot at that point.
Cool.
So sadly, but we're up and running now.
The vaccine?
I actually had COVID itself. So
right. I had this weird. I had the vaccine. I had this weird reaction. This like super fever I had for like about 3 hours, about 3 days after I had it, after the second jab.
Yep, I plan on getting the jab probably in the next week or two, but it's just I spend more time really working these days than anything like that. So
I have to tell you, it's weird because ideologically, I align with people who are like, no jab, no mask. I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with you guys on everything. I just don't have a problem taking it. I don't. I just like wish Here's the thing. I live in Israel. And so if there's some weird like elite plan to sterilize us and turn us into sheep or whatever, which could be, like, I don't trust them as far as I can bloody throw them now, right? Could be, whatever. There's no elites in Israel. We're all Jews. None of us getting in the country club, right? So if the government's taking it, then they're as screwed as we are.
Fair point.
That's my basic thought process, which may be flawed. Let me tell you.
I'm glad this didn't take the leading to an apology to Anderson Cooper turn. I was a little worried we were going to get into that territory. So,
who was apologizing? Why did somebody apologize to Anderson Cooper?
There was a GOP Twitter operator from Hawaii who made some comments about Anderson Cooper eating babies, and he was asked politely to go on air and apologize profusely. Mr. Cooper for asserting that he eats babies.
Listen. Us Jews, we've been accused of using Christian baby blood in our religious practice to make the Passover. That's what blood labels are, right? And of course, everybody knows ever since Christian baby blood went over $4.99 a pound, we won't touch it, baby. We won't touch it. Anyway.
Oh, I love Jewish humor.
So anyway, I would recommend to everybody click the link. The link is in the video notes, and it's also in the chat. There's so much Chinese going on, like conversation going on in foreign languages that I don't understand. The chat's like I had to. All I can say is ignorance is bliss, baby. I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad I'm not involved with it. Okay, if you've got to do it in a Chinese cipher. I'm glad I don't know anything, YouTube. Please don't come after me, right? Anyway, so I would recommend everybody click over this. Micah, is there anything else you would like to say to endure the comic buying audience to go and give this a punt?
Absolutely. Well, if you're a big fan of the street level story, if you like Daredevil, Batman, things like that, and you kind of long for the ways that they used to be, this is the book for you. You know, it is that type of book that is, it's dirty, it's gritty, and it tells a very personal story, and deals with a man who has to struggle with a lot of things: faith, the desire to take someone's life, and whether or not, and the morals behind it, you know, and what a man would have to do to save the soul of his city. And if you're a fan of those old school styles of comics, this is going to be the book for you.
All right, looks awesome, mate. Absolutely. I mean, again, which everything says, I can't imagine it's not going to get funded. I do hope you get to sell some more of the issue ones, right? Again, how much is it for to get in with 1 and 2? Like getting this on from the beginning with 1 and 2.
So with just the 2 books, it's $45 plus shipping. I actually marked down the price of it, and on top of that, one thing I should add is it's not just the floppy. It's actually the director's cut, which is the one I have here.
Yeah, one second. Let me just make you large. There you go.
It doesn't have this cover, but it is the director's cut. And what that is it has all 36 pages of the original story, plus several more pages of lore, basically, of the Saints uniform, what's in it, how it was created, turnarounds, sketches, the results of the fan art contest. I can actually show off. Let's show off a couple of those. this copy has been a little banged up just because this is the one I took to show the family at Christmas. So these were a couple of the fan art submissions that I really enjoyed.
Nice.
I love how they tell a story.
Right. They're cool.
Yeah. So pick it up. People will, I wanted to throw in the director's cut to make sure that there's a little bit of an added bonus. So.
All right. As I say, click on over there now. But as you know, as everybody knows, if you're new to my channel, you don't know, I've been predicting the apocalypse is coming for about 8 months now. I still think the apocalypse is coming, right? I still do. What you're going to want in the apocalypse is some physical media. Physical media, as Satan and all his evil demons, take advantage of you in quite vile ways. At least you'll have something good to read. You know what? I would recommend one more book that people should look at tonight. It's of course Viking Wolf. I can't believe I missed this campaign. It looks so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, we launched back in May, and we closed the book last week. It's been fantastic for me. We're like $476 away from 30,000, which at 30,000 we unlock a Kenneth Rocafort print. So I'm excited to hit that goal. And
is this your second book? Or I can't remember. What book is this?
This is like my. I don't even know. I lost count. But here's everything I've released through Comicsgate down at the bottom.
Right.
It's quite a bit.
Right. I have to say, we scroll up
right here.
That pin up. Boy, that's a lot of books.
Yeah. So
that pin up is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
My bad.
The book's full of great artwork by Matthew Dalton and Renzo Rodriguez. Would you guys like to see the video?
Yeah, go and throw it up. Oh, it's 8 off by 11. Cool. Nice. It's 8 off by 11. So it's oversized. That's cool.
Yeah. It's going to be an oversized book. I just thought the artwork was so great that I wanted fans to enjoy it in a bigger format. So Viking Wolf is it's kind of a fantasy horror comic. It's about Prince Gunnar Rovewolf, the Viking Wolf, the defender of the Moonshire. He defends his people and his kingdom, his father's kingdom, with the Bloodhammer, which is a weapon powered by the blood of his enemies. More enemies he kills, the more powerful he becomes.
I guess he's taking a lot of blood of his enemies, because that thing's glowing like hell.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So the more enemies he kills, it just becomes overloaded with power. And when that happens, as we scroll down through some of this artwork, we'll see what happens. But here's an alternate cover by Renzo Rodriguez.
Nice.
The whole idea of Viking Wolf came together after I had talked with artist Matt Dalton. He's local to me. And his artwork's just phenomenal. And I was like, oh, you need to do a book with me. And he was like, oh, doing a book is a big commitment. He's more comfortable just inking. And I was like, after I met with him, I went home and I was like, I have to figure out a way to work with this guy. And the idea for Viking Wolf, I had it, a previous idea that I'd come up with. I wrote the script that weekend. I sent it to him and I said, look, I know you don't want to do a book, but read this script. And then let me know if you want to do a book with me. And he read the script, loved it, and said he's on board, but he just wanted one request, and that was we bring in another artist to help with some of the heavy lifting with the storytelling. And that's where Renzo came in. And Renzo's he did Impossible Stars with your boy Zach. And
is that out yet? Impossible Stars?
Not yet. Not yet.
That's what I'm really excited for that whole he's doing like a whole sci-fi line.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So once we got Renzo on board, we started working on the book. We're joined by colorist Dexter Weeks. Eric Weathers is lettering the book. But Viking Wolf, he has to travel to Earth when his father, the king, King Ragnar, is kidnapped. And when he gets to Earth, he's bonded with a human by the name of Travis. And Travis is sort of the gateway for Viking Wolf to travel to Earth. Literally, he rips Travis apart every time he comes to Earth. I put a warning at the front of this campaign for gore and violence. It's over
cool
the top.
gore and violence.
Yeah.
It's all. I was going to say, when's this set? Or like, what era?
It's set in modern day.
Okay, fine, because I wasn't sure if it was like medieval or
so Viking was from another planet, and his planet sort of has the medieval type aesthetic to it. But he travels to modern day Earth, and that's where he's bonded with Travis in his search for his father. But lots of action, over the top gore and violence. And here's, as I was talking about the blood hammer, when it becomes overpowered, overloaded with power, he has to release that power on some poor fool. This gangbanger takes it right to the head.
Did not work out good for him.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic book. The book's actually done. I waited to have all the artwork, pencils, inks, colors finished before I launched it, just so I wouldn't have that headache of trying to manage the project while the campaign was going on. So I was actually reviewing print files this week. So once Indiegogo sends the money, I will send this book off to the printer. Again,
I'm been wrestling with print files all this week. I got about another 10 hours ago. That's an awesome print. Love it.
Yeah, so this is the cover to the black and white version of the book. This is done by Jose Garcia. I had a lot of people ask me before I launched the campaign, because they were such a fan of Matt's artwork, would I do a black and white version? So I thought it was a good idea.
Any of those pages here?
Yeah, here's some of the black and white artwork
I
right here.
black and white. I really do.
Yeah. So
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, here's a page by Matt, and then here's a page by Renzo in black and white. Just all the detail. This head.
Yeah,
right here.
The coloring's great. I love the coloring. I love the black and white.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been a popular tier. So there's 3 versions to choose from. The Matt Dalton cover, the Renzo Rodriguez cover, and then the black and white version of the book with the Jose Garcia cover. And I'm a huge fan of 90s comics. That's what made me want to be a comic book creator. And one of the cool things back then was a lot of the studios would put out yearbooks of bios of all the creators that worked there, and like previews and pinups of upcoming books. So I thought I'd do the same thing with all the stuff I'm doing with my company, Haunted Pizza. So I'm launching the Haunted Pizza yearbook. New character that I created, Gun Goth, is on the cover. And it's going to be full of, bios, never before seen artwork. And that's going to be a standard size comic with a foil cover. And there's tiers for that. Or it's also available as an add-on. I also have the Viking Wolf collector's case. When I put my turn my camera off and then muted myself, I actually had to run to the door. My dogs were going crazy. I just got a delivery of 40 of these cases on my front step. Yeah, so
hell yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. So this we'll go through all the tiers, but this is like your best value right here. Actually, I think that's pretty much everything right now. So we can go through the tiers if you'd like.
Okay.
So the featured tier is the fan pack. That's where you get all 4 books. You get the Matt Dalton cover, the Renzo cover, the black and white version, and the Haunted Pizza yearbook. That's $100. If you had signed up for
by the way, I love the yearbook. It's really, really cool. It's
Thank you.
So much fun.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to get that. Like I said, a huge 90s fan. So to get a foil comic, foil cover, that's going to be awesome for me. So if you had signed up for our mailing list, you would have got a link at launch, and you could have got the fan pack for $75.
Right.
Then we
What,
have
you
Matt.
didn't. So now you're paying.
Now you got to pay full price. Absolutely.
Right.
$25. You can get Matt's cover, or Renzo's cover, or the black and white edition. All
How many pages
$25.
is it again?
It's 40 pages.
Totally, that's 20 pages. Totally reasonable.
Also $25 the foil Haunted Pizza yearbook. $50 you can get both Matt and Renzo's cover to the book. $75 all 3 versions of Viking Wolf. Now the collector's case. This is cool because it comes with all 4 books, but as the campaign's been going on, I've actually added stuff to the box. So I have the box right here. It's got Renzo's artwork on the front.
Yeah,
got the Viking Wolf.
They'll give you a solo layout.
Got the Viking Wolf logo on the spine.
Right.
That's the magnetic closing. So it comes with all 4 books in the campaign, but I've been adding books throughout the campaign. I'm adding this, the Coney Waves First Wave trade paperback. This is my first published work. It's a black and white horror comic about a female detective in Hawaii who solves supernatural mysteries. I've added that to the case. I've added the Coney Waves Demon Slayer one shot that I did back in 2007 with cover by Marat Michaels. And then this is my first published artwork, the retailer incentive cover to Coney Waves Demon Slayer. You'll get that in the box as well. So you'll get a total of seven books in the collector's case, plus a metal trading card and all the stretch goals that we've unlocked so far. So it's a great value.
That's fantastic.
And then the rest of the tiers are original artwork that we have available. Matt Dalton was kind enough to donate all of his artwork to the campaign. So you'll get the original artwork plus a copy of the book. And these are great. They're all splash pages or double page spreads. Fantastic artwork by Matt. I actually have some of the originals. Actually, I have all the originals right here. Let me see if I can. Here's a double page spread. If you want to pull me up.
Oh, very cool. I did. I made you. Awesome.
So
righteous.
Yeah. Ooh,
Love it.
Yeah, lots of. Here's another one. And here's a solo page. Our villain, the Toll Man, who kidnapped Viking Wolf's father.
I really like the black and white stuff.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So that's pretty much it. All the original artwork tiers. The book is finished. I'm just waiting for Indiegogo to send me the money. Unfortunately, had a little bit of hiccup after the campaign closed. I was on such a high. Then I was actually out in Michigan signing Graveyard Shift books for fulfillment. When I got home, I went to check the Viking Wolf page, and there was a note saying it had been taken down by Indiegogo. Someone had filed a false copyright infringement claim against the campaign. They had claimed
so much.
they had claimed that I was using their character. They said they owned Viking Wolf. I had to jump through all these hoops to get the campaign reinstated. Indiegogo said that the person may contact you to try to resolve it. And he did contact me and said, "Hey, man, I don't think you ripped me off. I thought about it, and we're just 2 comic book creators trying to make cool stuff." I was like, thanks. I wish you had thought of this a couple days ago because
also. Yeah, we all are. What?
Yeah.
So why are you trying to stop me making stuff?
Yeah. So to go from the ultimate high of having a great closeout where we raised a lot of money, and then the next day to just feeling terrible. I had such a sick feeling in my stomach when that happened because you're leaving you feel like your fate's left in the hands of Indiegogo, and you don't know the people who are judging this. But
you're totally in limbo at that point.
Yeah, it's all worked. It's all worked out, and Yeah, it looks like I'll be fulfilling this soon, sending it off to the printer. I'm excited to get this into.
I'm glad it all worked out. I'm glad you got it all worked out.
Yeah, so super proud of this book. It looks fantastic. I think it's maybe the most gorgeous book I've ever worked on. And I've worked with some great artists. So this book is just I couldn't be more proud of it. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, dude. It really does. It really, really does. So again, this is going to print anytime now, right?
Yeah, I'm just because of that copyright infringement thing, my money got held up. So I'm still waiting to get that first disbursement from Indiegogo. Once I get that, the book's off to the printer, and hopefully I'll be fulfilling this end of the month.
Okay, so this is a quick. Okay, I'm going to race you. I hope to get mine out to print before yours. Like, I really want to get it printed this week. Okay,
you heard it here.
Sorry?
You heard it here. The gauntlet's been thrown down.
I would like. Yeah, listen. I don't know if I'm going to win, but I'm certainly going to get everything I can, pull out the stops to make it win. Yeah, listen. Congrats. So, is there anything else that you would like to tell the viewing public? What else would they need? Is anything else they need to know about Viking Wolf?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just want people to know Graveyard Shift fulfilling soon. You'll be getting your packages soon. I just signed all the books. John is mailing them out this week.
Nice.
Sea Dog fulfilling that soon. It'll be the summer of late summer of Mark Poulton. You'll have 4 projects.
There you go.
From
there you go. It's this was prophesied in the end of days.
Poulton's harvest.
The Fulton's harvest at the later summer when the sun hangs heavy in the air. You know, the evil one will harvest all 4 comics. Fine with that. For me, it's 11:15. Today is the Jewish new month. We have a new moon celebration each month. This is the Jewish month of Elul, where it's a month of introspection, and because the Jewish New Year comes up at the end of this, so it's a month of introspection. You know, you try and connect back to your roots. I'm going to do that by having a bite to eat, because I'm a bit peckish. It's 11:15 to me. We got a lot of good leftovers from Sabbath. My wife made some crazy food, which I really shouldn't.
What, a Jewish lady that cooks too much? What?
Yeah, from the South. Oh man, she made fried chicken and biscuits, and our appetizers day. We had a ton of people. Appetizer. She got these waffles, and then put fried chicken on them and drizzled them with alcoholic, like bourbon infused maple syrup. Oh my god. Again, it's not right that I get an erection from this, but I just do. What can I tell you? I'm a human being, baby. I'm a human being. Fine. Listen, everybody's campaigns are in the video notes. Please, again, you're going to want your physical media for the apocalypse. As for me, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button again.